Okay, I decided I'm going to flip through this album that I just completed, and the reason why is because I have used a couple of techniques for consolidating a bunch of photos into this one album, because if you look at the dates, it's from 2009, 2017. It's a lot of years because I stopped printing photos, and I'm trying to get back to that. But what I did was the photos I did print, I went ahead and scrapbooked, and then I've started printing photos since then, just of kind of the major events, just because I don't trust the internet will always be there, and I want to be able to remember some of these things. So I just thought I'd share some of these pages. So this was 2009. We went to Beavers Bend, Oklahoma as a family, and so I did one photo here, but then what I did with the rest of the photos I had printed, I found this little envelope at one of the scrapbook stores, but you can find them at stationery stores too. I put the rest of the photos inside there, so if I want, I can slip this page out and I can open that up and see all the photos from the event, but this just jogs my memory to have this page here, and then when I'm feeling nostalgic, I can pull that out. This is 2009, so actually I've been working on this book for like the last year. I went through, found all these photos that had been just in boxes all over the house, put them all together. These are just the photos that go back to 2009. I'm sure I have years and years and years before that, but this is my friend that we actually scrapbooked together, and we, in 2009, both took a trip together to Tennessee, because we both had friends near Nashville, and so we did a little road trip down there. And then once I got down there, I visited my friend, she visited hers, and what I did with this, when I was in Clarksville visiting my friend, I made this little album here that has about like 10 different photos, and I just pasted them to white paper and left this edge blank, stapled them together, and then covered them up, and then you can just pull it out of that sleeve and flip through it. So this little album slipped down there. So there's actually about 20 pages here, or 20 pictures here, but it just looks like 4 and only takes up one spread because there's front and back here. And so then this, just to tell you, this was one sheet of paper, and I just cut it into little pieces, like did a little fussy cut, glued it onto this dark blue, and very cheap and easy. And then this is my current obsession for the last like 2 years, enamel dots. Someday I'll get over them. Washi tape was before that. This was a relay for life I did with my work. We did this a couple years, so I just wanted to commemorate like one time, just so I could remember, just seeing that one photo, I remember we did it a few times. So this was my aunt's 50th birthday, so we did like a little soda shop type theme, and so I did a page. I don't do one for every birthday just because it would be a lot of photos, even with a small family. This was a New Kids on the Block concert, which I have another one later on. We have done this 4 times. There's a big group of us that love going to those concerts and just reliving some childhood memories. So then this spread was my 30th birthday, and these are actually some gift tags. I think that was pasted up there. It's fallen down. But so inside this card envelope from my birthday are some more photos, and these are just little bits and pieces. And then on the back side, we had done like a lunch at this little tea room near here, and so and I just invited this like hodgepodge of people to represent different eras of my life because it was small, so I had to cut it down, but it was fun. This is a retreat a group of friends and I go on every single year. This will be our 9th year to go together, my 10th year because I went with a different group the first year, and then I booked it for this group of friends, and we go every summer, and it's so much fun, and so I'm going to try to like do that every year because I think it'll be fun to watch us each year grow, and I do have some more of those in here. One year I did the summer musicals, probably in 2009. It would be on the tickets if I looked closely, but and so I just I had kept these somewhere, and so I just decided to do a whole like scrapbook page, and then a few times my cousin and I did them together. We would like go to dinner beforehand, or one time we went out to Fair Park and went to the fair because one of the musicals was run during that. This is a state fair, and I do go here every year, but this was kind of an interesting year because this year I took this random shot of this corny dog, and he ended up winning. And then later I saw like this photo contest, and I was like, man, like that's a good shot of a random corny dog, and the State Fair of Texas is known for its corny dogs. So I entered him, and he won. I got an iPod Shuffle, and then he ran in the newspaper for the next couple of years every time the State Fair would come around, and he actually has been published in Health magazine. So interesting little tidbit about this little corny dog face, and just his little claim to fame. And this happens to be the stick. I just saved it, which is so random because I always get a corny dog. And not knowing that there would even be a photo contest. So, funny little story. This is a group from my work. We used to, before every movie came out, we did like a really big Twilight party, which was fun. So I kept, one time we did it at my house. We even got shirts, and we had all these little food things. And so I kept some of the fun little tickets and stuff in there, and then some more photos you can see in that little pocket I made. This was a trip to Medicine Park, and it was in 2010 in January, and my mom, my cousin, my aunt, and I go on a lot of weekend trips together. It's fun. This is my friend's little boy in 2010, who's now much, much older, and he's got 3 little siblings, one still on the way, and this is the first time I went to visit him. And then after this, I went up to Florida, saw him, and then went on a cruise. And I didn't scrapbook the cruise because that's in a separate album, but I think what I'm going to start doing in the future, starting now, is doing like 1 page for that cruise, just so I can remember the chronological order, and then, I'll remember that I have that album somewhere, but just so I know where that fits in my life. Here was when one of my friends came to visit. I just did like a random little collage of the things that we did. Of course, I had like a million pictures from that. So, okay, so this is where I cannot go 8 years between scrapbooking, because what I did was, this was my cousin's little girl. They came down from California for her first Christmas. Well, so I think it was 2009, I'm pretty sure. But then, so I did that page one time, and then later on I did this page, and I put 2010, and it's like the same Christmas. So I'm not even sure if these go with, I don't even know anymore. So, I mean, it's still Christmas. I think it's spliced for Christmas, but I think the year is wrong. I don't know. I'm not a type A person, so I'm going to get over it. But at some point I might go correct it, just because it would be nice to know. This is my friend Reagan, who, we had those ice pictures. Her little girl is my goddaughter. And she had sent me some professional photos that she had done, and I just gave her just a little like page in this album so that I would have a way to display those, just to kind of signify that she entered my life around this period. My mom and I went to the road show. We got some tickets, Antique Roadshow. Okay, so then we went through years at my school. There's always showers going on because I work at a school, elementary school. But these were some of our good friends. We did a milk and cookie shower. And so I scrapbooked just like 1 page of those. This one was a teddy bears and tea. And I put all the little extra photos in this album here because it was a really cute. There was a group of us that just year after year. And so I still do showers, but haven't had as elaborate and haven't done very good about scrapbooking. But like I said, I got caught up and now I'm trying to stay ahead. This was my cousin's little girl. The next year they came in the summer, and I threw her a princess party at my house. So I just did a little spread about that because she was so excited. When I picked her up, she said, asked her what she'd done that day. She said she'd just sat around waiting for the princess party. My friend Reagan with Micah again, she came up to visit, and then I made these little flaps. I just put 2 photos down when they pull up. And so I was able to do 5 photos there. You can lift them up, and it makes like a waterfall of when her and Micah came to visit in October. This is Blythe again, coming in the winter, and we went to the zoo, and I made a little book for that too, because she was just, oh my gosh, the cutest age. So lots of cute pictures, but you can kind of see the book there. I just slip it inside. This was San Antonio. 2012, you see lots of things, lots of years skipped by, because this is when I stopped printing photos. I made a little pocket. This is the thing I've been doing, little pockets, put some of the brochures and maps in there. Made another little waterfall right here, and then here just some photos. So anyway, so that's just like right there. There's probably 9 photos, because it's just like mini waterfall. Sometimes you have like that blank space. Like I could have cut that off and made it a little square, just to make it smaller. This is, went up to see Micah in January when she was just about to, or she just turned 1, and did some little Valentine's photos with her. We went to Nashville, and then this is when my old dog, it's one of her last photos, right before she passed away. And then on the back, it's my new dog, who's now almost 4. But there's her puppy pictures. So when she entered the world, baby June, who's currently keeping me company in this room. My cousin now had 2 kids by 2014. Notice all of a sudden Jonathan's here, and he's Blythe's age in the last photo. So we took him to the circus that summer and did a little circus themed lunch. It was really fun. It's my friend Reagan and her daughter Micah driving through town. And so I always thought like maybe I'd make Micah an album since she's my goddaughter of like the different visits we have. But I need to get on that now if I'm going to do it, or else I'm going to not be able to find the photos. And the same thing for my godson. So this is a shower I threw for my friend Amber, who I scrapbook with. So I knew she would appreciate having a scrapbook page. So I threw one at home, couple shower, at her house actually, that time, and then one at work. So she was having a little girl, ballet-themed nursery. So this is visiting with some family. We met up in Tyler, and I just wanted a photo of everyone together, my mom and my aunt, and then their cousin and their aunt, so my great aunt. Okay, here's Mike again. So this is El Paso when her husband was doing some training and he was out in El Paso. So you see her a lot. I took a lot of photos there. Went to San Antonio for my cousin's 30th. Scrapbooked about that. This is my friend Nicole. Threw a shower for her, baby shower. This is Galveston. A lot of times I'll make like little mini albums or whatever, but in this case I just put it in here, and so I did a couple page spread on Galveston. This is my friend Mary's daughter Laura, who got married, and my friend Sonia and I threw her a shower. This time I did the waterfall going to the side. We did a baseball day. Love baseball. Met at the Rangers, and you can flip it. You can pull it out and just like flip it over. So you see the tap starts here, and then you see the waterfall kind of effect. Visiting Reagan again in Seattle with Micah. Lots of journeys there. And here Blythe and Jonathan visiting again. This was July 4th, 2 years ago, I believe. Yes, 2 years ago. And so they had come up 2016, yes. This was Christmas 2016. So I'm going to try to start making sure I do like the major holidays like Christmas. This is my friend Sonia, and this is her 50th birthday. We threw a surprise tea party, and again, here I made a pocket, and I made little tabs with photos you can like pull out one at a time, and then I think, I'll just show you, like that, and then there'd be front and back. So I didn't do a bunch of pages, I did one cute. I love these pages with one photo, but it's just not space conducive, so I'm just thinking of ways to like put lots of photos and have that one picture. And then the last one in this is my friend Amber's sprinkle that we threw for her second baby. And then I've started my next album, and now this was just last spring, so I've started my next album and I'm staying on top of it.